Good evening. Welcome back to
Ladies
Passion
and
World Talk Radio.
ladies and gentlemen, just let me do the very quick introduction to today's shout out because we're going to do a switch. We are having a live of Passionate World Talk Radio by Lillian Cauldwell and myself, Viki Chang, from Singapore and from Pennsylvania, USA. And myself and Lillian, we are both the co-host of this very, very exciting show that opens at the end of last year, the podcast show, State of Business and Technology. You can find us on Facebook, the Platinum platform, and definitely on Passionate World Talk Radio. And please go to Passionate World Talk Radio. You'll scroll down and you will see Lillian Cauldwell and myself, not only our books, our radio shows with her, and our podcast too. And definitely, this is live stream on all major social media networks. But I would say, Lillian, a huge shout out to you and Passionate World Talk Radio. We have been on Passionate World Talk Radio for the last 4 months. And we started with a show and then with 2 shows, and now we've got 3 shows on every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are scrolling the Facebook right now, I'm Viki Chang, your host from the Platinum platform Facebook, and Lillian Cauldwell from the Passionate World Talk Radio. We're here hosting the show for you to bring you the latest, the most current business and technology development in the world, not only restricting to the US, but throughout the world. Our lives are impacted by technology right now. So a very quick, Lillian, would you like to say something for like 30 seconds
Hi,
before
good morning.
we get onto the show?
Welcome to the show.
Lillian is speaking over there right now.
State of current business and technology. And I'm telling you right now, if you're not using AI, shame on you.
So Lillian, if you don't mind, I'm just going to go very quickly into the show just for like 10 minutes with my Facebook, and then I'm going to come back to you. So we're going to do this simultaneous. Ladies and gentlemen, this is so exciting times. We are living, Elon Musk say, we are living in the golden age of the world. We are living in the golden age of humanity right now. And today we're going to share with you the show, Business and Tech, State of Business and Tech. We're going to talk about TikTok. We're going to talk about TikTok. Number one, the first article that I'm going to share with you is from www.npr.org, and that's the article that came out yesterday. A TikTok ban could hit the US in days, and what to know and what to prepare. The fate of TikTok and its 170 million American users hangs in balance as the Supreme Court considers the constitutionality of the law that would ban the platform in the US if China-based owner ByteDance doesn't sell off its US operation by January the 19th. And I suppose that January the 19th is actually this Sunday. So now that's the first article I'd like to share with you. And of course, when we talk about TikTok, we're not talking about, ladies and gentlemen, we're not talking about some children dancing on TikTok, children just having fun and having shout outs on TikTok, singing and miming on TikTok. We're talking about a really huge machine out here. And why does the US want to ban TikTok? And you know that the CEO of TikTok is actually a Singaporean, Mr. Chew. We're going to talk about Mr. Chew a little bit later on, the Singaporean CEO of TikTok, who actually is heading the $100 billion company called TikTok that the world is circling around. We meet each other through the digital universe, right? And we are right now. And thank you Muhammad Sultan Ahmad. I think Muhammad is actually watching. Wonder where Muhammad is from. But there, Muhammad is. Shout out to Muhammad who's watching at my Facebook, the Platinum platform. And you can type in if you are scrolling and you are live with us, watching live here. I am Viki Esther Chan. I'm actually podcasting to you live from Singapore. And this is the show together simultaneously with Passionate World Talk Radio, which is broadcasting to you from Pennsylvania, USA. So we're talking about business and tech today. We're talking about the ban of TikTok. And what is TikTok? Right, TikTok is supposedly will be banned on the 19th of January. Now let's take a look at some of this data that I'm going to rattle for the audience here. TikTok, listen up. TikTok's daily data. Now these are mind-blowing data. And if you listen to my shows, you learn a lot. You don't have to scroll to Google, you don't have to scroll to research, but you get the latest news around the world in 20 minutes. Now, the first data from TikTok is, listen up, TikTok's daily active users, 1.7 billion active users daily. We're talking almost about 1/6 of the world's population. And definitely it is. It is rolled out worldwide. It's launched from China, based in Singapore, and going worldwide. People are using it for businesses. People are using it as influencers, influencing factors. People are using it to spread message, to spread news, to show live broadcasting, to give their opinion, in even selling on TikTok shops. The second data on TikTok, 167 million hours watched daily on TikTok. Now this numbers will stagger you. When we're talking about social media here, we're not talking about child's play. We're talking about huge machines that you and I are sharing the universe right now. I mean, Muhammad is still watching here. I'm broadcasting to you from Singapore. We're using a huge technology that is being developed by billions of dollars over the number of years and refined by engineers. And there are still engineers right now sitting behind the scene, making sure the machine works. Now, social media is really misnomer. It's not just a media, and it's not just social. It is, I should say, it is a new digital universe. Now that's the first data we have. 1.7 billion active daily users. Second data, 167 million hours watched daily. Now the third data, 2.5 billion app downloads till now. And the fourth data, 1 million videos viewed per minute. 1 million videos viewed per minute. Now, if you want to conquer the world, ladies and gentlemen, you conquer the digital universe. And that's why we're here. That's why I'm so passionate about this, a new world that we are sitting on. I'm passionate about reaching out to people, to you, and also leaving a legacy. But much more importantly, we are living in a real / artificial / metaverse digital universe. Next, more data is coming. X platform, which is formerly Twitter, the data, 550 million daily active users on Twitter, on X, and I'm one of them, right? 550 million daily users, and I'm talking about 500 million people there. And 500 million daily tweets per day on X platform. You're talking about 500 million daily tweets. You're not even counting the eyeballs that are just watching and scrolling and not tweeting. Now, there's a saying, and there's the next article I'm going to talk about is Elon Musk. It's purportedly in negotiation to purchase, to buy over TikTok. Or should I say, China is considering Elon Musk to be one of the buyers of TikTok so that it will not be banned and it will meet the regulations of the American government to meet the regulations to be still in existence for the users in America. So we're talking about here the possible acquisition of TikTok by X and to be owned by Elon Musk. So there is a calculation. If you add on 1.7 billion daily active users from TikTok daily and 500 million daily users on Twitter, you have over a quarter of the world using that platform. You're catching the eyeballs of the world. And we're talking about over 2 billion. So it's about, it's about 1.78, almost 1.8 billion users daily on both the platform of TikTok plus X. Now let's take a look at Facebook, the data of Facebook. And Facebook owns Instagram, and they're under the umbrella of Meta. Meta is the parent company of Facebook and Instagram. Now, listen to the data. Meta has 3.5 billion daily active users alone. So we're talking about 3.5 billion plus 1.8 billion. Of course, there are overlaps, but we're talking about active users and they could be the same identity person. You're talking about 3.5 plus 1.8. Okay, TikTok plus X would be 2.2 billion active users plus Meta. So you're talking about 5.7 billion daily active users per day on these platforms: X, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and that's not including WhatsApp, Telegram, etc. if you count them as the new social media from your phone. Now that's almost like 40% of the world's population. So how can you not be connected? So I'm going to show also some data here. It is estimated that TikTok is worth $100 billion US dollars right now. So who is able to purchase TikTok? I don't know. We've got lots of other data, but I think this suffice. Wow. Okay, a few more information about YouTube data. It's huge. If you're talking about Google owns YouTube. It's almost about 4 billion video views on YouTube per day, and 1 billion shares per day in Google, using Google platform, meaning YouTube. Now that's humongous, right? I don't have more data on YouTube. Again, we're talking about the world right now. You've got YouTube, you've got Facebook, you've got IG, you've got TikTok that I'm not on yet, and you've got X that I got on like slightly a month ago. So we're talking about data. We're talking about the eyeballs that influences the world and the world influences you. We're talking about opinions that is shaping the world through people. So therefore, people like you and I, we play a part in the development of the world. Um, so I'm going to go into the next article. So that's a little bit about the data. Now, as I'm looking and talking to you on Facebook and on Passionate World Talk Radio, I'm also looking at X platform that Elon Musk is actually actively tweeting right now. The other article, it says, TikTok prepares for immediate shutdown on Sunday in the US. And of course, it's a worldwide network. You can shut down certain parts of the algorithm that it doesn't. You can shut it out in certain countries. So it may be shut down, and it's preparing for its shutdown on Sunday. So if you are on TikTok, right, and you're advertising on TikTok, and if your business is on TikTok, and if you're an influencer on TikTok, and if you've got followers on TikTok, you will be jittery because we are the end users. But I'm looking at the things from the business and the technology part. Look at the thought and opinion that goes into all these platforms. And platform is a misnomer. We're talking about penetration through data. That's why you and I can see each other. We're talking about penetration into the world and unscrambling, descrambling, and then scrambling them back together so that you and I can see each other, and you and I can hear each other, and you and I can text each other. So that's the news about TikTok. If you're on social media, it may be shut down. So there is negotiation between, supposedly between Elon Musk and TikTok from China, and probably the CEO who is based in Singapore, Mr. Chiu. Okay, let's talk about who is the CEO of TikTok. The CEO of TikTok, his name is, well, they don't let me go in, but his name Chiu, who is a Singaporean. He's the CEO of the huge, big mega platform called TikTok. He was grilled in Congress regarding TikTok on whether some of these data was being used by Chinese communist government to spy on the world and to spy on US citizens. So we don't know about that because he vehemently rejected that. The CEO rejected that. However, we'll have to wait to see if the negotiations go through. The other parties interested in purchasing TikTok includes Mr. Wonderful, who is Kevin, got to get his full name, one of the Shark Tank judges, investors there. So the other article, which I'm going to post below, is from Bloomberg. It says China weighs sale of TikTok of US to Elon Musk as a possible option. So ByteDance, who is the mother company of TikTok, says that its preferred strategy is to fight the ban. However, the complication or interest of TikTok is increased and is heightened because suddenly Donald Trump, who seeks to ban TikTok 5 years ago when he was in power, suddenly do not want to ban TikTok anymore. Reason. Donald Trump is appealing to the judge to stop the ban of TikTok, but it came from him anyway because he wanted to ban TikTok. Um, he wants to delay the ban of TikTok in America because he's got followers of 14.9, 14 between 14.6 to 14.9 followers on TikTok. And of course, because Mr. Donald Trump, who is the incumbent, the new elected president of the US, he has his own business called Truth Social, which you can actually download from Apple. He is in social media. So people do understand, people in the political higher powers, they do understand that the world is being played and the power is being fought on the map of the social media landscape. Now, I'm not saying this just because I'm on Facebook. I'm on Spotify or my podcaster because the war is being fought on technology. I mean, you've got drones that fly off air, right? It goes borderless. They're small. They can crawl. But you're talking about someone. You're talking about the world that's going into the media world that is actually from the TV to direct to the eyeballs. So I think Muhammad, I'm shouting out to you because you're still watching. You agree, we all agree that we're all connected because of the data, because of the connection. Now think about this. Historically, if you conquer the world or you conquer another country, you get into that country, the first thing you do, you take over the media and then you broadcast to the locals to say that, hey, I'm on TV right now, your country is taken over by me. Now that's the old school way of taking over a country. However, right now, the war is fought in the digital realm. And I'm talking about people taking over the opinion, people taking over the forces of the world. And the forces of the world are made up of people like you and I. They're made up of people of the masses. They're made up of people from the main street. They're no more, the powers are no more in the hands of the people on top. Now that scares people on top right now because you've got to go down to the main street to ask for opinion, to ask for their feedback, and to get asked for their approval. So we're talking about democracy right now. So democracy and getting people's opinion is scary. So so I'm not going to talk about the politics. I'm just talking about today. We are in state of business and technology as of today. We're talking about TikTok and the potential TikTok ban in the US. A lot of people are not happy. They're upset because they're the end users that they base their followers. For the business, a lot of people are selling things online. Small business owners. We're talking about people who have very little opportunities in life. Now think about in Africa when there isn't any infrastructure, the roads are dry, there isn't any roads, any schools, any trees, but yet people are able to tap onto the social media and post online and to have the conversation online. Now that's the new kind of world we're talking about, the dichotomy of the world's direction. So the infrastructure now is a digital infrastructure in our minds and in our lives and the way we communicate. Now that's the fourth industrialization we're talking about. And thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to post the articles for today, 4 articles, and one of them is a post from X.com, and you'll only be able to access X.com if you download the app, and you'll be able to hear the voices, or I should say opinions, of the general public, the general people, what they're talking, what concerns them, what keeps them up at night, what they're happy, angry, what makes them happy in the new digital universe. So I wouldn't want to say social media anymore, but rather I would say that this is the new tech universe that we are all in. And then, of course, I like to invite back Lillian to with us right now. Lillian, I've gone through the 4 articles plus a post on X.com, and I've rattled through some of this data, which is mind bonkers. I wonder if you heard about that. But I do have someone watching already, Muhammad Sultan Ahmad, who is with me on Facebook right now. So thanks, Muhammad. I'm going to finish this off right now. And then those of you on Facebook, I'm going to say goodbye right now. I'm going to jump over to Passionate World Talk Radio to continue my conversation with Lillian about social media power and the digital universe. Bye, Muhammad. I'll talk to you, and please follow this show below and look at the links that I'm going to post on Facebook. Thank you once again for your support. It is the new digital universe. Hi, Lillian. I am back with you.
Hello.
So,
How you
Lillian,
doing?
just to recap some of these information that I have on Facebook. Not sure you've heard, but I'm just going to rattle you. I mean, this is like mind blowing. Daily users on Facebook and Instagram, 2.2 billion active users per day. We're talking about Facebook and Instagram per day, all over the world. And then we're going to talk, and I'm going to tell you about TikTok, 1.7 billion active users per day. And Twitter, 500 million users per day. So we're talking about 2.2 plus 2.3 billion together. So it's almost like 5 billion people, eyeballs, active users, and some of them overlap, of course, because I go to Facebook and I go to Instagram. But that's a really small number. But we're talking about 5 billion active eyeballs on these platforms alone, not including YouTube. And YouTube is owned by Google. And we're talking about YouTube is about 4 billion eyeballs on YouTube. So we're talking about people are living on the metaverse. We're talking about people living in the digital universe, Lillian. And you know what, Lillian? I'm so glad that we are in this digital universe. And when people do not know what we're doing, a lot of us do not know what we're doing. I mean, people talk about social media, but it's not just media, Lillian. It's a whole world. We're talking about connections. We're talking about conversations. We're talking about voices. We're talking about people looking at us. Right. We are the media, but we are the people. And the people are looking at us, influencing us, and we are influencing the people. We're talking about 5 billion per day. And in 2 days, we've got 10 billion. Lillian, now this is like, we know how powerful it is, but we never knew until the data that I searched. And you know what? The people who actually uses TikTok for the number of hours, let me just give you something. It's gonna blow your mind. In TikTok alone, 1 million videos per minute. Multiply that by 24 hours, you have got like how many thousands? Like I don't know. Like 1 minute's got 1 day has got like, okay, 1 hour has got like 60, right? 60 minutes, and then you've got 24 hours, right? Multiply that by the number of videos people are watching all over the world, because in the metaverse, time it's irrelevant. So you can have morning stare and night stare, right? People are looking at it, chatting, posting, forwarding, sharing, commenting, liking it, and eyeballing and scrolling and swiping. So we're talking about we are in a very powerful place, Lillian. And I think it makes our work much more impactful if we think about that context. We play a part. We are part of this huge engine. And also, not only that we've got like 1.7 billion active users on TikTok. Now, on Facebook and on Instagram itself, 2.2 billion active users per day. 2.2 billion active users per day on Facebook and Instagram. And we're not even like adding on to the other kind of networks from LinkedIn and the major networks. I mean, that is just mind blowing. What about Reddit? What about Tumblr? What about the podcast on Spotify? Um, and what about Amazon platforms, right? People are able to post live. They are able to go to Amazon TV. Um, we're talking about daily, like over 5 billion active users, and we're talking about eyeballs that are catching, and we're talking about opinions going to be thrown out there, and I want to emphasize that people on top, people who are, who's going to be afraid, Lillian? Who's going to be afraid? The people at the top. Because it's no more a top-down autocratic propaganda, mainstream news that we're forced to watch at 9 o'clock, the 9 o'clock prime time news anymore, that what they want to push out in the next like 30 minutes anymore, the narrative that they want it to gear. We are the media right now. So that exhilarates me, that empowers me, that makes me feel alive, and that makes me feel so excited. That makes me feel my job and your job is significant. We play a part in the development of humanity. We play a part of the development in the human voice. Lillian, over to you to wrap up.
We want to thank you very much for joining us this morning. The information on TikTok is very interesting, but you need to remember this: people who seek power, who believe that they and they alone only exist in the limelight, will get rid of the competition one way or another. That is the nature of a narcissist person. And whether you agree with me or not, there is an article that I recommend everybody read. And that tells you how in 59 days Adolf Hitler was able to destroy a republic and bring his dictatorship into Germany. And maybe you don't like it, but the facts don't lie. So you may be interested in how something like this happens. I kind of look as the incoming president as an oligarch. And if that's a big word or you don't know how to spell it, go over to Google and they'd be more than happy to help you out with the definition and how people like them play in the sandbox. And if you don't understand that, go take a look at your Roman history after they assassinated Julius Caesar. The very thing that they didn't want to give to him, they gave willingly to Augustus Caesar, who established a dynasty of Caesars to rule in his image or their image and pilfer the kingdom. That's history, man, and you can't get away from it. That what you do today is called history tomorrow. We want to thank everybody for joining us this evening or this morning, depending how you want to look at it. Go over to passionateworldtalkradio.com Go down to State of Current Affairs, click on it. It will take you to a web page. Click on the Google link, and that will take you into the belly of the YouTube beast. And there you can feast on all these videos that Viki and I have done, plus many, many more. So catch up on your videos and have a smorgasbord. It's YouTube. Hey, what can I say? So thank you very much for joining us. Hope you stay tuned, come back, visit us again. Have a great day.